Hello, my name is Corey Clark, and this is my persuasive speech. And I'll turn the camera around to show you my audience. That's my audience. Good evening, everybody. My name is Corey Clark, and today I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about the homeless veteran situation in America. It's a subject that I wouldn't say it's near and dear to my heart, but it's something that I kind of have a little bit of experience in because I have had friends who haven't had places to go, and trying to help them find a place to go after they've separated or through some of their tough times. It's something that everybody can appreciate. If they don't have someone to go to, then they might resort to other things. So that's what I'm here to talk to you guys today about, and maybe enlighten you a little bit about the situation of our homeless veterans in America. So today I'll talk to you about a little bit of my background and the number of active duty members and the number of reserve members in the United States military. I'll talk about how many veterans are homeless and the demographics of those homeless veterans. I'll talk to you about why it's an issue, and then lastly we'll talk about a few of the programs that are out there to help some of the veterans out there that don't have any place to go and what's being done about it. So with that, we'll jump right into it. A little bit of my background. As you can see, I have my uniform here on my left. I served in the United States Air Force for 6 years, active duty. Currently, I'm in the reserves. I've been deployed 3 times. I'm about to be on my 4th deployment here in 6 or 7 months. And it was some of the greatest times of my life. I've made long-lasting friendships, people I still talk to this day, even though we're countries apart and seems like worlds apart. I know that if I ever needed them, that they would drop everything to do whatever they needed to do to make sure that I was taken care of, and vice versa. I would do anything for those guys because we've been through some of those crazy times that not normal, but civilian people will actually go through. According to governing.com, this is the statistics of active duty members and reserve members in the United States military. According to governing.com, there are 1.3 million active duty members, and there's over 800,000 reserve members, to which I used to be a part of and now I am a part of. So how many veterans are homeless? My next point, how many veterans are homeless, and the demographics behind those numbers. So according to the National Coalition for Homeless Veterans, there's over 39,000 homeless veterans on any given night. The exact number is 39,417. Now, that's a lot of people, and I know the actual homeless rate in America is higher than that, but just the sheer number of veterans, it feels like it's a large group, like a large specialized group of people that are homeless, and it seems like, that number shouldn't be that high. It seems like the homeless number in general shouldn't be that high. I mean, there should be more being done about that to take care of these guys who have done so much and gone through a lot. And some of the demographic breakdowns are 11% of homeless adults are veterans, 20% of male homeless, of the male population that are homeless are veterans, 68% of those people, they reside in large principal cities. So you see a lot of homeless veterans in big cities, and then 51% of homeless veterans have disabilities. That doesn't seem right. There shouldn't be people with disabilities in general without a place to stay. And then 70% have substance abuse issues, which takes me into my next my next point. Why is this an issue? Now, if 51% of our homeless population is disabled, or if 51% of our homeless veterans are disabled, and 70% have substance abuse issues, that's a big issue. That means, it's more than likely means that, these people who fought for freedoms that we enjoy every single day, they're not getting the treatments that they need or deserve, that they fought to keep. It should be everybody's right to sleep under a roof every night and have warm meals and hot showers and stuff like that. A lot of those veterans suffer from PTSD, which leads into, according to Reveal.com, substance abuse usually comes from veterans who have a hard time switching to civilian life. So a lot of the veterans that have substance abuse issues, it stems from them not having someone to go to or to talk to when they're in that, what's the word I'm looking for? When they're going through that transition period. If someone, I was lucky enough to have a strong family foundation that I knew that if I got out, I wouldn't have an issue finding a place to live. I wouldn't have an issue with people, to have my back or to give me a bed to sleep on and a roof to sleep under. But a lot of these guys, they joined the military without having a family. They joined for a family. And in some circumstances, they can't stay in the military because they have, PTSD, or they might have a physical disability that hinders them from staying in the military. So then when they get out, that family that they had to go into, they don't have that anymore. They're kind of there to fend for themselves, and a lot of the times they end up falling into a hole that they can't get out of. Which leads into my next point, some of the programs that are there for these veterans that don't have anybody, some programs that they have to utilize to help them, get back on their feet. One of the programs is VA Healthcare for Homeless Veterans, or VA Healthcare for Homeless Veterans program. This program, it offers physical evaluations, it offers psychiatric evaluations, it offers treatments and referrals for veterans to go get help, or it helps them get them on the right track to where they need to go to get help. And annually, that program helps over 40,000 veterans a year. So they're doing good in the neighborhood, but there's still a lot of people out there that need help that aren't getting it. Another program is called VA Access Property for Homeless Veterans Initiative. In this program, it's not meant to house veterans, because oftentimes you only do what you can. A lot of times the veterans, they're going to be homeless regardless of what you can do for them. But this program offers blankets, it offers shoes, it offers clothes, it offers, the things that they would need if they were going to be in that situation, regardless of what happens. So it's a great program, and there's a whole extensive list of programs on military.com. I can write it down and give it to you guys. So maybe some of us know a veteran who's struggling, or maybe someone who knows a veteran that's struggling, or just someone who's struggling in general. We've all been through tough times. We all know what it's like to struggle. We all might not know what it feels like, though, to not know where you're going to sleep at night, or if you're going to have a warm blanket to sleep under, or a soft bed to sleep on, or even a hard cot, which is a lot of veterans are used to. Like I've slept on many cots. I've slept on many blow-up mattresses, and I've slept on the ground. I've slept in the dirt. I've slept in a lot of places. But those were situations where I knew what I was doing, and I knew what I was getting into, and I knew what I was coming back to, and I knew I was coming back to a bed. I knew I was coming back to a family. I knew where I was coming home to. So, in conclusion, my hopes today was to inform you guys that the homeless veteran situation in America is a little bit larger and a little bit more real than anybody really tends to, think about. These men and women, they took an oath that they would put their lives before anybody else's, and I think it's only fair that we do what we can to make sure that they're not sleeping in the cold or they're not sleeping outside, and that they're taken care of and they're getting the help that they need, when they need it, and not, before it's too late, because another issue of veterans committing suicide is a whole other subject. So just to go over what we talked about today, I gave you my background. Talked about why homeless veterans is an issue. Talked about some of the programs that are there for help. Talked about the demographics of the homeless veterans, and I hope that you guys can take away that this is a larger issue at hand and we can do something about it. So thank you. So now I'll open up the floor for questions and critiques. Yeah. Lynn, do you have any critiques? You had the pen and paper.
Well, yes, I was very impressed of how you did your speech, that you did make a lot of eye contact, and you sounded very relaxed and very informed. It wasn't that you were reading like from cards. Like, in other words, you've spoken to people who've been in this experience. Yeah.
Any negative critiques that I can work on, or?
You swayed in one spot.
Yeah, ditto.
I sway a lot, yeah.
Yeah.
Any questions? Anybody? No? Cool. That was my speech. I hope you enjoyed it.